Alright, welcome back to another SegWeather video looking at your forecast for your Wednesday, August 5th of 2026. We're going to go ahead and dive into the details on what to expect for your day going forward. Starting off with the current radar as of 7 o'clock this morning, we do have some ongoing showers and storms occurring across parts of the Midwest this morning into the plains. This is all moving in conjunction to a cold front, and as it makes its way towards the east, it will fall apart a bit and encounter some drier areas. It does move eventually into eastern Illinois, into eastern parts of Michigan, maybe into northwestern Indiana, but do expect some more showers and storm chances to occur across the general region as you progress throughout your Wednesday. Southeast seeing some showers and a couple of storms ongoing at this time. Now, as we move towards our watches and warnings, this is as of 6:20 this morning. We do have a lot going on in the West Coast, unfortunately, again, with these air quality alerts in place for much of the West Coast towards Colorado, the entire state underneath a air quality alert today, and that's all due to the current wildfire situation ongoing in all these areas. Of fire weather watch in place for eastern Montana as well, and then the heat advisory for parts of Oklahoma and parts of the Southwest too. And then wherever you see the dark reds, that's where we have the extreme heat watches that's in place for parts of Nevada. That'll be going to affect later on this week with heat index values expected to be over 105 degrees by later on this week. And Southwest already underneath the extreme heat warning, still looking at heat index values over 105 being likely for those areas. And then notice this area up here in eastern Iowa to Missouri. This is a flood watch that's in place for your day today as well. Now, moving off towards our fire outlook for today, we do have a slight chance over parts of Wyoming, eastern Utah, and parts of northwestern Colorado. So, unfortunately, that potential for some scattered wildfires are possible in this area. So, if you are going to be doing any sort of camping or lighting any fires outside, highly recommend you do not do it at all, especially with ongoing drought occurring in that area. And speaking of those fires, unfortunately, the West Coast is looking pretty bad this morning. Their quality has dropped tremendously across much of this Washington and Oregon now. Looking at the state, you can tell it's wherever you see the reds and the purples, those indicate areas where the air quality is so bad to the point where people can't even go outside. And even some of I think there's some magentas here as well. That's areas where the air is so bad that, again, no one can go outside. It's the kind of area where even if you're a healthy individual, it can still heavily affect you. So if you are in Washington, Oregon this time, please stay indoors today because it's going to be one of those days where it's going to be pretty bad to go outside. And speaking of that, unfortunately, looking at Spokane, Washington yesterday, this was straight out of the news. An entire neighborhood that was in the area was reduced to rubble in a matter of just a day. And that was all due to the wildfire situation that's ongoing. And this is just to show you how bad it is up there right now. It's pretty horrible. And unfortunately, according to the news, this was a man made fire. And tragically, this is what it led to. So, prayers and thoughts for these people right now, as again, they're dealing with a lot with this ongoing situation. And unfortunately, this evening, even for the West Coast, is looking quite bad this evening. Those fires and that smoke can be pretty prevalent in the skies throughout this evening. That some of that smoke extending out towards Wyoming, into parts of North and South Dakota as well, and then seeing some of that haze into the Midwest and into parts of Deep South as well. Looking at that being possible as we head throughout your Wednesday. So not looking at like a good day for much of the country, unfortunately, with a lot of this haze spreading towards the east. Again, expecting that to be the case into Thursday morning as well. And West Coast, again, not looking like a good situation overall. Stay indoors again. Looking at those temperatures, it's going to be hot across parts of the South, from the Southwest to parts of the Mid South. Looking at temperatures anywhere from the upper 90s to 120 for a lot of these areas. So looking at like a hot day for you guys. Temperatures in the 90s for the Deep South. 80s for the Midwest in advance of this cold front moving in. Temperatures in the 70s, to lower 80s across parts of Northeast, and then temperatures largely in the 70s for much of the upper plains to parts of the Pacific Northwest. So quite a cooler day for you guys. Still another fall-like day, but again, those wildfire snow conditions will make it hard for you to even go outside and enjoy it, as again, that's going to be in the area. Now, looking temperature wise for the upper levels, this is an upper level map showing where the hot air anomalies are going to be versus the cold air anomalies. Where we see the greens on the map or even some yellows, that's where you have the cooler air anomalies higher up in the atmosphere that's coming down. That's like air coming down to the surface, where you're most likely to see temperatures in the 50s to lower 60s. These dark red blobs indicate where it's likely we're going to see temperatures over 94, maybe to 100 degrees. And unfortunately, that's still going to be in place for the southwestern corner of the U.S. through this weekend. And then the southeast part of the country will be warming up as another developing potential heat wave takes shape late in the week. We have some heat advisories issued for parts of the East Coast. That will come by probably Friday, maybe even going to this weekend as well. The cooler air towards the north, though, will retreat slowly, but it will remain largely in place throughout the course of this week and still into this weekend as well as the pattern slowly tries to gain a foothold during that time frame. But looking at your severe weather outlook for today, though, still nothing to talk about in terms of significant severe weather. Just looking at a marginal severe threat today, a small chance of that in parts of the Midwest, another part of that towards the Southwest, and another one just right around the border of Mexico as well. So just some isolated severe storms possible in these areas, up to a 2% risk of tornadoes possible for parts of western Illinois, northeastern Missouri, so just a small chance for a brief split up tornado or two. Then a damaging wind threat looking to be a little more prevalent, up to 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts being possible within these brown highlighted areas. Just a small chance of that occurring. And then with the hail risk, looking at a small chance of that over Missouri at this time. So not looking bad for your Wednesday outside of those small threats. Looking at the rainfall outlook, looking at up to a slight risk being possible for parts of Iowa for heavy rainfall, hence why we have that flood watch in place for you guys. And then the southeastern parts of the U.S. seeing up to a slight risk, especially over parts of Virginia for excessive rainfall being possible. And then same thing for the southwest in conjunction with that monsoon, looking at that being a chance over there as well. Now, with the forecast, this is from now through late tonight, so probably about 11 o'clock Central Daylight Time, maybe midnight Eastern Daylight Time. We will see that ongoing complex of storms continue to develop over Iowa into Illinois. We'll eventually move it throughout Illinois and eventually may even hit the border of Indiana by later on tonight. And then a couple showers and storms over Michigan, and into parts of northern Missouri, and eventually hitting eastern Missouri by later on this evening. Some shower and storm chances around the coast as well, and in the southwest, seeing those shower and storm chances in conjunction to that monsoon as well. And then later on tonight, in the Thursday morning, seeing it looks like a bigger complex of storms developing out of Missouri and then pushing its way into southern Illinois, maybe even reaching Indiana by Thursday morning. Some more shower and storm chances possible across Michigan as well, and then those shower and storm chances in the Rockies starting to die down a bit by about Thursday mornings. But overall, looking at just a wet overnight for these areas over here, but everyone else will be quieting down after another day of some scattered showers and storm chances. But that's pretty much it for today's update. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like. And if you want to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe to always get updated on whenever I post a video on this channel. Have a great day and stay weather aware.